Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today I'll be answering this question of someone asked, like, I have trust issues because of my excessive daydreaming. Like, you have trust issues with real life relationships, or you share things with your partner, but the only thing you cannot share with them is excessive daydreaming because probably they want to understand. So why or how does having excessive daydreaming like lead to development of trust issues? The first instance, of course, is just the stigma and the whole aspect of not everyone understands excessive daydreaming. Like, even your partner may feel that this is something so weird. Like, why can't you just stop it? So, because you are afraid of sharing, you're afraid of that backlash of sharing your daydreaming to those friends or to your parents. The trust you have for them kind of distances. Yes, you might have trust, but because trust is all about sharing, is all about being vulnerable, because this thing is this, but now this is the only thing which it's affecting your life. The fact that it's affecting your life means that there's something you need to share more. But now, because they will not understand, you will just keep it to yourself. And the more you keep it to yourself, the more you feel bad about it, the more you feel reserved on something. And when you feel reserved, you're not vulnerable. And when you're not vulnerable, that trust you have with your partner fades. The other thing is, of course, fear of vulnerability. So, what we associate vulnerability in real life is this aspect of, if I share something, I feel exposed. Or if I share this, I feel so exposed. Or I feel that someone is out there to attack me. So, because of that fear of that vulnerability, what people normally do is they choose to be vulnerable in their imaginary world. You choose to be vulnerable to your imaginary friends because you feel that those will understand you and they will not judge you. Because for you, those friends, you can control their responses because they're coming from the elements of your own imagination. But now with the real world, you may be vulnerable to someone, and then that person may use your vulnerability to let's say to manipulate you or to betray you. So what happens is you tend to develop this belief that if you share things with people in the real world, you'll get hurt. So what do? You end up just sharing things to other people in the imaginary world. And what happens with that? It means that you'll have hard time developing social interactions. And you will also end up isolating yourself from other people in real life because you feel that they will not understand what you're going through, or even if they understand, they'll use it against you. So the more you tend to shy away from these interpersonal relationships, the more, of course, you develop trust issues because you now feel that people in real life are not to be trusted, or people in this real world are not to be trusted, and the only people who are to be trusted are the people in the imaginary world. So that's why the more you live in that world, the more this distance or this lack of trust in the real life grows, because there everything is okay, but here in this real life it is going down, so it will always be this with distance. Yeah, that's why, like, you need to understand that it's not actually you having trust issues with those other people. It's actually you who's not trusting yourself. You're not trusting yourself that even if people try to use your vulnerability against you, you're not trusting yourself to set healthy boundaries, or you're not trusting yourself to not let other people hurt you. Because when someone hurts us, most of the time it's us who are, of course, unconsciously sometimes letting them hurt us. Let's say if someone is manipulating you, if you knew your boundaries, of course it would be so easy to just tell the person, hey, I'm not doing that, or hey, that is not my standard. But because you believe that you don't have that capacity to fully stand by yourself, to fully say no, that's why you have trust issues. So the trust issues is not mostly with the other person, it's just you trusting yourself. And trusting yourself mostly means dealing with those underlying issues, because those underlying issues are making you feel that people are not to be trusted, or people are out there to hurt you. But what you need to realize is you are just hurting yourself by keeping these underlying issues, but by not having healthy boundaries. So always, with all these things, focus on working on those underlying issues, not just finding good people. Sometimes that can work, but not in the long term. No, focus on just being the kind of person who can hold boundaries, and that will help you protect yourself. Hope you found that informative, guys. Until next time, have a nice day.